India's rank is among bottom 5 when it comes to 180 countries on Environmental Performance Index. So if you look at overall India's performance on environment, it's a very sad state of affairs. India ranks bottom 5 among countries who have been rated on Environment Performance Index. So the score is 177, and when it comes to air quality, our rank is 178, which means we are doing very, very bad on environment. When it comes to climate change, the story is mixed. We are doing something good when it comes to solar energy, but it's about dealing with forest and how we are doing to protect natural forest. We are not doing that well. Over the last few decades, the economic model that we have adopted has allowed degradation of environmental norms continuously for the last 3 decades. And whatever party comes to power, they just continue with the same policy. Environment and environmental norms are seen as barrier to growth. The whole focus is around GDP, and that's exactly the reason why environment priorities are not there at all, and we are continuously degrading our natural environment. And the impact of climate change is just an example that when you degrade your environment globally, this is what happens. Well, there was an iconic picture from last Diwali where a lady was wearing a mask and yet bursting crackers. So clearly shows that it's not about lack of awareness. People are aware that air quality is bad, and that's why she was wearing a mask. But again, bursting crackers, which she knows are very polluting. And that's the story we have seen in north of India, where we just want to celebrate. We have become so self-centered. Despite having all the awareness of what we are doing to the environment, we continue with the same lifestyle. And government also has become so populist that they are not coming up with stronger norms. Be it about cars that are running, about the vehicular standards. So even government has not been able to come down on with those environmental norms that are required, very much required. In terms of solar, no doubt the current government came up with very ambitious targets. So 175 gigawatt of renewable energy, out of that 100 is solar by 2022. So far we are near around 30 gigawatt of solar. So a lot to be achieved in the next 3 years if we are to achieve that target. Rooftop solar has not picked up really well, whereas industrial plants have. So a lot of catching up is required, but the good news is that the target is ambitious, which means it's driving the industrial policy in that direction. When it comes to vehicles going electric, there was an announcement that all vehicles are going to be electric by 2030, but then government changed the target to 30%. There is a lot of scope, and we still don't have very clear policies. Unless we have a clear policy and not just coming up with these numbers and talking of some plans, it's not going to happen. So we know the direction. What we need is a political will and clear policies and systems to enable that. And that is not happening as much as it should have. Well, we talk a lot about environment when it comes to our spiritual or religious practices. We are so well connected with nature. Yet 50% of people live in rural areas and their connection to environment is there. But in urban areas, we are losing that touch, and we are not relating our day-to-day consumption habits with the kind of destruction that we are doing to nature. So be very conscious of whatever you are doing, how you can protect nature, because if nature is eroded and we don't take care of environment, it's going to come back and bite us, and that's what's happening in the form of climate change. So take care of Mother Nature.